Alright, well, I did check on the Safari Zone. And we're gonna try to catch some of these rare Pokemon today. I like doing that. And maybe we'll fight some of those trainers left. Yeah. On the route back to Saffron. Sorry, I'm doing some stuff real quick. 5 badges, 55 Pokemon. We're getting there. I should check if I'm in the right box though. Just to be sure. I want to get like a 1% chancey or whatnot that I can't put in my box. I think I fixed alerts so I can hear them now. And I also organized some of my tier lists so we can actually, I don't spend half the time fiddling with trying to find one that's appropriate. Okay, we're in box 2. We should be good. I heard you can, I should that. I heard you can transfer Pokemon to Pokemon Stadium, and then that box is a lot easier to transfer stuff compared to this one, which we might do at some point. I guess I haven't done that on stream. Maybe we'll do that today. We'll see how I'm feeling and how long this takes. I'm trying to unlock the Game Boy like speed up mode in Pokemon Stadium. They have like a ×2 and ×3 speed on the game. And since I have to play red and blue, I would love to do that way so it doesn't take all day. I don't like burn out halfway through the playthrough of that. But the Pokemon Stadium is not easy, especially with the rental Pokemon. I tried it. I got destroyed like the second to last person. Thankfully, the person who, I guess it's a bit negative and good and bad. Whoever owned the Pokemon Stadium cartridge before me had beaten some of the required like cups I need to beat to unlock that. I decided to share it after, so why not? I just need 1 cup, and then I did find a Reddit post. Someone was like, here's the rental Pokemon I would recommend. Because the thing is, I need like perfect Pokemon pretty much, which I can get in this game, but it would be easier to do that once I'm finished with this game. So I have like Fly and all that stuff, and I can just go catch whatever I need and train it up easy on the Elite Four, you know? That would take a lot less time than adding them to my party and trying to make use of them with like XP swapping and all that stuff. So I did look a bit. I think Area 3 is the one I want to go to because it's got Scyther at a 4%. And it's got Kangaskhan like 15 or something like that. I need both of those Pokemon. We gotta make our way there. I think this is area 1, I think. Could be wrong. Or maybe the main area is. And if we see a Nidoran male, that's a good level. We'll try to catch that too, since ours is like level 4. And we can just instantly evolve him up. Slap a Moonstone on him. Oh, I don't know if I have a Marowak. Did we catch one last time? What we calling this time? I guess we'll see. It'll pop up, right? Yep. Okay, new Pokemon. I didn't expect that. Cool. I believe we caught the Cubone in the Pokemon Tower, right? Let's check our Pokédex real quick. Actually, don't know what number it is. Did I pass it already? Here it is. Okay, yeah, we caught. Good on those. Is this area 3? I think this is area 2. No, this might be area 3. That's what I'm gonna say. I have so many tabs open. Close some of these tabs. Alright, area 3. Pretty sure I'm here. Yeah, I'm in area 3. I was just in area 2 prior. Area 3's got, let's see. Kangaskhan at 15%, Scyther at 4%. So those are the two we're gonna go for. And Nidorans are at 25, so we can grab one of those. Pinsir's at 1%. If we see him, we'll try to get him, but I don't expect to find any. Yeah, what level this is? 36, yeah. Could catch it. Why not? More worried about us running out of steps than running out of balls. Nice. I should have nicknamed them just so I know which one's which. Can you do this? Should have looked up that trick I was talking about. I know you can. Oh yeah, yeah. That seems like that works. Can you do this too? Looks like it's gonna take forever though. Maybe it doesn't work. Get back to it. Oh yeah, I guess we can. Oh, give me a sec, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Why is that sign say area 2? I gotta look up like a full map because I'm on Cerebi right now and I only got like a small pick and it says this is the area you're in. No, this looks like area 3. Let me just try a different patch of grass, huh? Maybe that sign's saying that if I go back, it's area 2? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because that's got to be area 4, right? Yeah, area 4 is with the secret house that we went to already. Well, let me make sure I'm on the right catch rates or whatnot. Yeah, looks like it. Alright. Back to it. Can I do this? I think with Gen 1 rates, for some it's a good thing, but they're not the highest encounter rates. You can see as the generations go on, they just keep upping it. I think Gen 3 is probably around the sweet spot, and then Gen 4 is just way too much. And I hear 5 is even worse, which is awful. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess they wanted to teach kids about repel. That's one thing too, I just never even bothered with repel. Maybe I should. I think it's just conditioned from this game and Gen 2 that encounter rates are not that bad. Just never thought to use them by the time I got to 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't think I want to waste the time doing it. I'd rather just waste my steps. Be nice if we at least ran into one. Not looking good. We ran into 2 Kangaskhan the other day, didn't we? %, is not bad at all. We found Rhyhorns and they're 10%. We've run into like 2 Rhyhorns this run. There you go. Finally. Well, even just running into one is, you know, maybe like the last few steps I'll do that other method. Oops. I mean for that. Although I did my money, I am in this game. I'm just going to use it on Safari Zone for the most part. In Pokemon Red, I'm going to use it to get Porygon from Celadon. I'm just gonna keep pouring money into that. Because it's cheaper in specifically Pokemon Blue, but I should be able to transfer my save from red to blue, like an emulator or something. Whatever. Execute Grass Psychic? I've never used one. Yeah, it's Grass Psychic. Let me see what Area 4 looks like. Boros 10% and Pinsir 4%. We'll probably do that later. I think Pinsir and Scyther are exclusive, as well as Kangaskhan, to the Safari Zone. I should have looked that up as well. But stuff like Chansey's, you can find where you find Mewtwo, I think. So we won't have to worry about her. I think so, yeah, just Tauros, Chansey, not Chansey, Tauros, I think Dratini is too, maybe. But we already caught. Scyther, Pinsir, Kangaskhan, Tauros, those are our 4, excuse me, that we're gonna go for. It'd be awesome if you catch all 3 today, but I know that's not super feasible. I know someone said, and maybe I should wait on this, well, at least do like one session of this. I think someone said they saved like 10-15 hours, but with the speed up, maybe it's like 20 hours with the speed up function in Pokemon Stadium, in the Safari Zone. So I take whatever advice from people who have done the challenge before. If I go down from here, I think I'm in Area 4. Maybe I should start at the furthest area, then I come back, and when I catch the Pokemon, I'll come down and I'll have more steps to work with. Yo, what's up, Tep? Oh yeah, I hope you sleep well, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good one. Very sleepy day, yeah. That's how it is for me. I got up a bit ago. Kind of late. I got up kind of late. But the weekend, I'm always pretty tired, you know. It's time to recharge. That's fair enough. Or closing something. It just feels like a sleepy day too. Sun's already setting, which I don't want. Yeah, I guess we'll start a tier list. We're gonna be at this for a while. Let's see what I did organize them a bit. Be able to find it a lot easier. Let's see. Night, bro. Have a good one. Sleep well. I don't know if I feel like I still got a bunch of animation studios from from when we started with Pixar and Disney and stuff. What did we do yesterday? We did 360. Should probably do something film wise. This was a very... Oh, we got Nidoran at least, didn't we? And we got... What was the one? Marowak, so it wasn't a complete dud. But, in fact, we only ran into Kangaskhan once. I guess we ran into Kangaskhan once per trip last game, right? But since I was actually working towards a goal, it didn't feel like... Didn't feel like we lost a lot. Let's see. Let's do this, huh? You too, Wonder Woman. That's alright, I hope you sleep well. Are you back home now? Yeah, thanks so much to both of you. I hope you have a good night. Oh, you're home? Awesome. Ah, my bad. I should probably crop that, huh? I wonder if I can crop this in another scene. He's happy? Oh, you're heading out again? Well, I hope that's a safe trip. Hopefully Miles has been cooperative during all that. He's nice and chill, that's awesome. Hopefully JJ's been okay. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Please don't catch. Ah, I don't need to know. Probably get rid of it. At this rate, I might mute the game, put on some music, and then we'll talk on a tier list. Yeah, probably. He's probably gonna be really happy. I can imagine him cheesing now. Yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Guess you'll see, huh? %, by the way. I keep finding these instead of Kangaskhan. Thank you, Wonder Woman. I'm sure I will. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I'm cropping this tier list on another scene. I'll bring it over here. Oh, so. Oh, I will try that again. I don't think it matters what patch of grass I'm in, but I didn't like that patch of grass. I'm gonna try a different one. Maybe we'll try area 4. Like I said, do that. Alright, where's this image at? What? Did I crop it? Maybe I cropped this one, huh? I'll just crop it on side. On this one-handed. It's too far. I don't think you can use your bike in here, can you? Almost. Probably should have just cropped the actual. I didn't mean to press that, dude. This is very annoying. It's good. I think we can work with this, huh? Probably put the full thing on. You don't need to see the tears. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, this is Warner Bros. Animation. Now this one and Sony, they have like separate animation groups. I think I just piled all of them together because there wasn't enough individually. I want to say that's what happened. But yeah, what do we got? That's D tier at the bottom. That's the Lego Ninjago movie. I'm a pretty big fan of Ninjago in general. I've been watching it since it first premiered. And the movie was like, okay, that sounds cool. But then it was a whole separate continuity. It wasn't connected to the show at all, which I feel like they could have done that just fine. It's not a small brand by any means. Like, I doubt the reach that it got for people who weren't fans wasn't worth it. It's a very like flanderized version of Ninjago, which is why it's so low. It's a pretty looking movie, I would give it that. The best things I could say about it is like the relationship between Lloyd and Garmadon is pretty well done. It's not really done the same way the show does it, but what it does do is decent. That's probably the best thing the movie has going for it. Um, Otherwise, there's not a lot to like. They got a bunch of celebrity actors which do an okay job. Like Jackie Chan is Sensei Wu, and it doesn't fit really. You're taking like a pre-existing IP that has like, at the point that this came out, like over 10 years of cementing itself into like pop culture and public consciousness and with the fans, and then you're like completely uprooting that for like by the numbers actors and stuff. It just doesn't hit at all. The humor in this movie is what a lot of modern Lego stuff suffers from, where it's trying way too hard to be funny. It ends up like just being annoying. Like I said, it's very flannerized. The characters are not themselves. Like Zane is pretty much just robot jokes the whole movie with like almost no characterization. Lloyd is probably the only one that's like okay. The ninja barely get anything. It's mostly just like a Lloyd movie in Garmadon with Sensei Wu. Oh yeah, and then the thing that they do with all these Lego movies, outside of or after the first Lego movie, is like they try to make it a connected universe, and this probably has the weakest version of it. The Lego movie is so smart with what it did, you know, and the what's the word? The like meta aspects of the story. And this one is like, oh, there's like a cat who's like a kaiju. It's gonna mess up their world, and then they have to like band together and save it from the cat. Like that's it. And like on one hand, it's like I don't want them to force it into every movie, so I'm okay with it being a little subdued compared to Batman movie and Lego movie. On the other hand, it's like, why even bother if it's gonna be so uneventful and shoehorned? Like you could have had a big, Ninjago is known for like these giant threats at the end of their stories. You know, you could have just had the Overlord or something from the show. I don't know, it's just for me it was pretty disappointing. Yeah, that's Lego Ninjago movie. Next up in D tier is Batman Ninja. Maybe that's a little low. I saw this one around the time it came out. The big selling point was it was a Batman movie, but it was like set in Japan, and also was 3D animated. The animation is not the greatest. The story, I remember just being kind of a lot of and there's not a lot on this list because I've seen them, but I've forgotten about them since. But a lot of like direct-to-video superhero movies. Let's go! We got Genghis Khan. Superhero movies by Warner Bros. And Marvel too are just kind of they're never like too interesting. And besides like the hooks on this movie, it's pretty by the numbers otherwise. I don't even remember most of it. They made a sequel, which I heard was better. I wanted to see it. I haven't seen it yet. It's probably more so C tier, but maybe D tier's right since I can't even remember any of it. Next up is in C tier we have Lego Batman movie. That's maybe a little low. I do want to rewatch this because lately I've been seeing people say like this is like one of the greatest Batman movies, like, and they're not even like joking or anything. They're being like legitimate. And I don't remember a ton of it. I just remember it having a bit of a weird vibe. Joker had the whole thing where he was like borderline in love with Batman. Um, at the time, I wasn't like a huge Batman fan. Not that I would say I am now, but I'm more familiar with the character, I would say. More than just like a passing interest or, like I used to be. So I might have stronger opinions if I rewatch it now. I do like that, like, for the meta stuff in this film, it was like a bunch of villains teaming up. I thought that was cool. I don't remember much else, besides like the humor was a lot better than that of like Ninjago. It wasn't like annoying or anything. Um, so I'll have to rewatch that one. It's Lego Batman movie. Next up in C tier, Storks. This was like, I remember when this came out, it was just like it's like original IP. It's about like the storks that deliver babies and stuff, and one of them gets lost, Yoshi's Island style. Then like this like group of people have to return the baby. And I watched this with my sister. I barely remember anything of it. I just remember like that was okay. That was a okay time. I can't even recall most of it. I just remember being like decent enough. But yeah, that's Storks in C tier. Next up, B tier. Space Jam: A New Legacy. This is kind of crazy because I was looking in my email last night for something, and I came across the email for this when I won free tickets to go see this. So me and my sister went when this came out, and it was good. It was a good movie. It wasn't anything crazy. LeBron James is he's not a good actor at all. The kid in this movie does a better job, and the kid doesn't do a great job. Don Cheadle's the only one who can like really act on the real life human side of things. I actually really like Don Cheadle's character. I thought the aim of this movie to be like a video game was neat, a cool idea. The way in which that plays into like how they win was cool, was neat. I know some people, spoilers obviously, I should have said that at the beginning, spoilers for all this stuff. As some people were a bit miffed that they had the fake death with Bugs Bunny. I didn't care too much. The movie was fine. All the crossover stuff is kind of whatever. You could tell they wanted this to be, Warner Bros. In general wants their stuff to be bigger than it actually is. It's not that they don't have the IP to do that, it's just they're forcing it, I think. You can't just throw in like Iron Giant into everything just because the movie's a cult classic, and then expect people to throw money at it, or like King Kong. It's just a little strange, I guess. It doesn't add anything to the movie from what I remember, other than like a cool backdrop. But the movie itself was fine. I know this one got pretty hated on. I thought it was neat enough. it was fine. Obviously, it's not the original, but it was decent. I've been trying to keep off what's it called? Like live action stuff off of this list, but like Space Jam, the first one is mostly animated. So I'm like, I should probably include that, and if I do that, I should put the second one. And if I do that, I should do the Space Jam sequel, which is the next movie in B tier, which is Looney Tunes Back in Action. This movie was cool. It's like an adventure film. Some weird jokes in there from what I remember. It's one of those films where you can kind of feel the corporate meddling, I guess. Like there's jokes in there about like how, what's his name, Matthew Lillard played Shaggy in the live action Scooby-Doo. stuff that when you're younger is just kind of um like why would they joke about that, you know? Like I like that, you know. And then you get older and then you surf the internet, it's like, oh, people actually hated this at the time. It kind of feels like that sort of sentiment went back into the product, which is never a good thing in my opinion. um it like colors creatives vision, uh in my experience. But it's a fine enough movie, you know. It's more Looney Tunes, and I like these Looney Tunes films that have like live action stuff in them. I think they're cool. I think the effects that they employ are really cool. Like what's it called? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's another one. I just think it's a really appealing um, style. Uh, but yeah, it was a decent upkeep film. Next up is Batman. Batman Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. I watched this one recently because I've been watching Batman the Animated Series, or at least around the time that I made this, right? This one is the second movie in Batman the Animated Series. This one feels like an extended episode, which is not bad at all because Batman the Animated Series is quality most of the time, and this film was pretty quality. The ending was beautiful, like just downright beautiful. But its animation's really good. But yeah, that's probably the only thing holding it back. It's just it doesn't feel like its own thing. It feels like again like an extended episode. But not bad by any metric. Mr. Freeze obviously is one of, if not the best villains in that show. So anything with him is really well done. I love how whenever they bring him back, there's always a pretty big emotional core to it because of the tragedy of his character and how he came into being. And he always revolves around that, and I think that's great. While the other villains always move on to bigger and better plots, Mr. Freeze is always stuck in the past. And it's always done really well. That includes this film. I think next up is Scooby-Doo. I don't know the name of this. Let's see if I can see it. Samurai something. Samurai Sword? Yeah, Samurai Sword. This is one that I grew up with, me and my siblings. We had it on DVD. Just one of those loose discs that you had in like a DVD case. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, you just watch it on repeat because that's all you had, really. Just another Scooby-Doo film. Nothing too crazy to say, even though I've seen it like countless times. There's like a kind of what I was saying about the superhero directive DVD animated stuff. There's like a certain vibe that a lot of those direct-to-DVD movies have, especially the animated ones, like the Tom and Jerry ones, the Scooby-Doo ones. Oh, we're getting like nothing this room. Oh, I guess we got Genghis Khan, right? Count my blessings. I think next one, like I said, I'll actually go to. I only stuck around because I got the Genghis Khan. I'll actually go to Area 4. Maybe I'll just get Tauros and then call it a day in the safaris. I at least like to see a pincer or a scyther, you know? Maybe not catch it, but at least see one. But yeah, there's a certain like I don't know the right word would be. I don't want to say like underdeveloped. It's just a certain feeling that I get from those films where you can kind of feel that they didn't have the biggest production, or they're just kind of lacking in terms of not art design, but like detail. That's probably the best I can give. like if you ever see the nighttime scenes, or like if they ever do like a aerial shot, usually like the cities are empty, right? There's not a lot of background characters, stuff like that, you know. And um, you might not be able to place your finger on like what exactly it is, but you can feel it. That's always been it for me. Um, when I talk about indie games and why I'm not like a huge proponent of them, that's somewhat of a similar feeling that I get. And it's not to downplay or to trash talk any of these works, obviously. A lot of great artists worked on this stuff. It's just that's how it feels as a watcher or as a consumer, as a player. That something is just missing there. Um, and that's probably what I can say about the Scooby-Doo Samurai Sword. It's like Japanese theme. They go to Japan or something like that. There's like a cursed sword and all this stuff, and someone's got to fix their heritage. You know, the by the numbers Japanese stories that you've, or Japanese inspired Western stories probably that you've seen time and time again. I think maybe we'll save that. Although it's not going to be on this list. I'll talk about that more when we get to a movie coming up. But yeah, that's Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword. Next up is Polar Express. I know this is a cult, not a cult classic. This is a classic by many people. A lot of people grew up with this movie. That's like their Christmas movie. It's just not mine. And it's not a bad movie by any means. I remember watching this at school a lot. What's up, Keo? Hope you're having a good night. I love everything to do with like the train section. I love like the part where they're like on the ice and stuff. That stuff like really connects with me. I've never cared too much about the uncanny animation. This is Warner Bros. Animation. We're on Polar Express right now in the B tier. I know you can't see the tiers, but it's the third one down. You're fine. But it's a charming little film. I think everything, like once they actually get to the North Pole, slows down a lot. I'm okay. It's kind of a whatever day. We're just gonna chill it out. I caught Kangaskhan and Marowak. I'm fishing for Pinsir and Scyther. Let's see if I can catch it. Ah. Wow. Yeah, what was I saying? Everything, once they get to the North Pole, really slows down for me. And the, like, energy that the film had up to that point kind of goes away. But it's still a great film. I can see why people have this as like their Christmas movie. It's just not mine, but it's still solid. You know, it's a classic for a reason. But yeah, that's Polar Express. That's B tier. Now on to A tier. That's Happy Feet 2. I haven't seen Happy Feet 2 probably since it came out, which was like over 10 years ago. I do remember a decent amount of it. I think something about like a nature preservation. It's kind of like Rio too. Now I think about it, but they're trying to like save the ice caps or something like that. Happy Feet 2 is one of those strange ones where like a sequel comes out like several years after the first one, but it feels like almost no time passed at all. If that makes sense. And it's pretty solid. I just don't remember. I need to rewatch that one too. Yeah, I wish I had more to say about it. That's it for Happy Feet 2. Next up is Teen Titans. What is this one? This subtitle. Trouble in Tokyo. This was actually, I've got a weird history with this one. So I used to watch Teen Titans when it aired when I was a kid. I watched this one like towards the end. This was like years after the show had ended. And ooh, Tauros. Let's see if we can catch this. And I saw it at the local like rental store, and I got it. I watched it. I liked it. And then like years later, like a few years before now, I went and watched the whole show. But it feels kind of disconnected because there was such a gap uh, between when I watched the whole show proper and when I watched this. And then I was going to rewatch this after I finished the show, but I haven't done that. And now it's going to be years after I watch the show that I finally sit down and rewatch that. But I remember it being pretty good. Like one of the better like direct-to-DVD movies based off a TV show. Now, what I was saying about like the Scooby-Doo movie and like superhero direct-to-DVD movies goes for Teen Titans. I don't have Teen Titans on here since, again, I watched it years ago. But the show itself, it has that vibe of just like missing something. But Trouble in Tokyo, I remember, did not, because it did feel like it had a much bigger production behind it. But Teen Titans proper, obviously it's not on here, but I don't rate that show that high, and that's part of it. It's just got like a weird vibe to it that I don't connect with. Can we catch this one? These Tauros, man. At least it's not running. As soon as I say that. Yeah, that's Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. Next up in A tier, we got Space Jam, the original. This is a classic for a reason. I know some people like absolutely adore this movie. Whenever I rewatch it, it's what's the word? It's just a bit lacking, I would say. But that doesn't mean it's not great. I just don't think it's the greatest movie in the world. But it's fun. It's got some great animation. I love the idea of it. Just the whole concept. I forget their names, but like the aliens that they fight are really cool. I love that, like how their story concludes and like turning on the one guy who's like marketing them, just like exploiting them. It's a classic for a reason. I honestly don't have much to say about it. It kind of speaks for itself, you know. I love the Monstars, yeah, and then I love the whenever they do the super like juice, which is like water. I think about that scene often. Because it looks so good when they were drinking it. And I'm a big water drinker, so I didn't mean to do that. I always, oh, come on. The stuff, yeah. I always love that scene, but it's a good film, you know. I like there's some great jokes in it too. Oh shoot. Yes, I heard that. That's not too loud, is it? Does that sound normal? I had to like mess with a bunch of settings before I could hear that again. I don't have my bottle on me. Give me a sec. Oh, you can hear it? I'm not gonna work on it right now. I'll mess with it later. That's unfortunate. I don't have any ice. Thank you. I haven't drunk any water today. It's good. That's the stuff right there. Well, that's good to know. Thank you. I'll have to work on it. We're going to Area 4, right? I think it's done. Yes. Oh, I should have went the other way. I don't think there's any grass. It's super far. We're not gonna have any steps left. Item down. Ocean. Oh, maybe this is a shorter distance. Alright, where were we? Oh, next up, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is like, I hear often, a lot of people consider this one of the best Batman movies. I thought it was really good. Not like life-changing, but I thought it was a really good movie. I don't have anything bad to say about it other than the ending's a bit of a, not a cliffhanger, but it's kind of vague. I can see it was a little out-ish, but it wasn't like, it didn't bring the movie down or anything. I just felt it was maybe open to interpretation. Some incredible animation here. It's a bit darker than the show itself, which is great. You get some backstory on Batman, which was really good. It helped his character a lot. There's a lot of stuff here that is huge for his character. It slots in perfectly. I think it was between season 1 and 2. No, 2 and 3. It was just great. Like, unlike Sub-Zero, which I talked about in B tier. Ooh, nice. Tauros. I think this one has a pretty low catch rate here. Or, not catch rate. You know what I mean. Appearance. Be nice if we can get something this trip. And I'm not talking about another Nidoran. Oh. Almost out of balls too, which is not great. Let's see. We're in area 4. Oh, Taurus has a 10%. Okay. That's probably why I wanted to come here. Pinsir has a 4%. Angla has a 1. Those are the 3. Oh, unlike Sub-Zero, this one actually has a very strong identity of its own. It's probably one of the best things about it. Also a Joker backstory, which I didn't expect, which was really cool. There's a lot of twists in this movie, which are great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. It strengthens Batman the Animated Series even more. It's really good. Yeah, that's Mask of the Phantasm. Next up, last in A tier, Happy Feet. That's a classic. I don't even know what to say about Happy Feet. Happy Feet, bona fide classic. The only reason it's not an S tier is just because it's not like a movie that speaks to me personally. But it's one that just great, man. What a like. It's always like how do I say it? Impressive the type of ideas these people come up with, like for animated films. And this is one of those, like, who thought like a dancing penguin would be a great idea for a story? But it is, you know. I love how realistic looking this movie tries to go for, especially for the time that it came out. It looks quite good. I love how it doesn't shy away from like just like the food chain and like animals like eating each other and stuff. It feels pretty natural. Even like for a kid, it didn't feel too scary or anything, although I could see someone being scared of like the sea lion and stuff. The characters are very lively and they feel, it's kind of weird. They kind of feel like they're voice actors, which is usually a problem, but it more so feels like the how do I say it? Unlike Ninjago, where it feels like they're voice actors than they are their characters. It feels like the characters in this movie were kind of made around the voice actors, kind of like Ice Age. I feel like those two, it works okay. It's a bit hard to explain, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's great. I don't have anything bad to say about that. I should rewatch that movie. It's been several years since I've seen it. But yeah, that's Happy Feet. That's all of A tier. And then S tier, just 2 movies. Lego Movie. I think we've talked about this, maybe not. I did rewatch this one fairly recently. And yeah, it's still great. I remember when this came out. I'm not even a big Lego fan. I didn't have Legos growing up. So it was all usually something lost on me. But the story that they had in this film is just excellent. The jokes are really good. This is just like a modern day classic, really. It's very memorable. I love this is before like multiverses were run into the dirt. I think it fits so well to have a bunch of different, oh snap. No, no. Oh man. I've got plenty of steps at least. Hopefully we can find another one. But it fits so well to have like a Lego movie with a bunch of different IPs and stuff. I love Emmett's story. Stuff like even like Batman is like a bona fide character here. He's not just like glorified cameo. It was done so well. They lost the touch. It's actually crazy how well they smashed out of the park the first time. I haven't seen the second one, partially because I heard it wasn't like the greatest. Feels like my fears have come to life with that one, but I should probably watch it at some point. But this is a movie I can watch, for all time, be happy. And that goes doubly so for the next one, which is the Iron Giant. I mean, Iron Giant not need any introduction. Everyone knows the movie, everyone loves it. Spotless film, really. It's gorgeous. I love the those 2000 movies that had like CG and animation, and it blends together pretty well. I just rewatched Atlantis the other day with my friend, and that's another one that does that really well. And that movie was a joy to come back to. This one's always a joy to come back to. The humor's great. It feels very homely. I love the 60s aesthetic. The little, American hometown, with like an alien there, but the alien's like a giant robot is genius. A very touching ending too. I think about the ending often. I know some people really want a sequel because of the hook at the end. It doesn't need a sequel. Like, come on. It's one of those movies that like can have the what's it called? Like the sequel hook, and it doesn't need to be followed up on. Like the sequel hook works as an ending as well as it does, sequel hook. Same for like Monsters Inc. I think it's just it's better served as a conclusion than anything that actually needs to be followed up on. But yeah, that movie, incredible. I think that's gonna be it for Warner Bros. Pretty decent spread, I would say. I guess we can do video games. I don't know what I have though. I think we did 2023 games. 2024 games is a massive list, so I don't know if I want to do that yet. Let's do it. See if I can find it though. It's a massive list. Okay, no, it's not that big. This must have been before I went video game crazy. How do I want to do? We could shrink it. Yeah, it's not that big. Put it down here. I guess we can start. This is 2024 video games. Everything I played in 2024. Ooh! Wait a sec. 7 balls, come on. Dang it. At least we got 2. Right to left. Bottom to top. What is this? 16 games? I only played 16 games in 2024. No. Did I play any new games? I played a couple Fortnite seasons. That's it. It looks like. Prime. I think we've talked about Prime. Ooh, Toros. Let me catch this one. Wait a sec. 5 balls. Come on, this would be great. Dang it. Oh well. I don't know if we can catch anything with 2 balls, but we'll try. Metroid Prime we talked about. I think I've talked about on the GameCube list, maybe. That's a game I need to replay really someday, not anytime soon. I was thinking about it lately since I was talking about Metroid to someone earlier today, but it's such a frustrating game because you can see the vision, but it just doesn't reach it, you know? It's a game that I would like to like, but at every quarter it feels like it's undermining itself. Very pretty game, I'll give it that. It's just nice to have Metroid in first person. Oh my word. Oh my god. He's probably gonna run into anyways. So try. No way. Let's go! That is crazy. That's one of the harder ones. Got out of the way. These are some fruitful safari zones so far. Got 1 more ball. Thank you. I'm very happy about that. I think we're going to pass on Tangla. I think you can get Tangla in Pallet Town. Like that part that you surf at. I'm pretty sure you can get it there. At least I've got that when I played Blue back in the day. I guess keep going till we run out of steps. Try to catch Tauros in 1, though I doubt it. Yeah, like I said, it's nice to have Metroid in first person for the first time. I think they did well enough of a conversion. I just wish it wasn't such a safe game, if that makes sense. A lot of the stuff, especially when you look at the development side of things, they were like really undermining themselves with like the keys at the end. What is it, the 13 Chozo artifacts or whatever they're called? They're like, yeah, we didn't think the game was long enough, so we had to we put that in there to extend the length. It's like, dude, the game was perfectly fine. I didn't mean to throw that. Whatever. don't know if that's red, blue, yellow, or gold, silver, crystal, but that patch does have tingle at some point. What do you... Oh, that patch of water. Alright. Awesome. We're gonna have to get rid of some of these Pokemon. Surely we have enough space, right? I shouldn't risk it though. We'll go down and check our PC and get rid of the Nidorans that we caught. Let's see. What was I saying? I had a thought. Oh, the game was long enough. We really didn't need the fetch quest at the end. But yeah, I mean, it was their first game too, right? From what I understand. So I can kind of understand a lot of the issues, I guess. But I'm sure it's one of those games I think that on replay, knowing the stuff that it's going to pull, you at least are aware of it, might make the experience better. Oh, I should have checked the levels. I just start releasing them. Duran. Oh, we don't need that one. But yeah, that's Metroid Prime. Next up, Bloons Tower Defense. I don't even remember playing this. I think it's because the first game only has one map. And like 5 towers. So it's kind of just like a puzzle to like, hey, can you beat this with your limited resources? And that was fun enough, you know, it's just not much there to chew on. But it's the idea is great, I think. They really had something there. I'm glad that they kept going and working on it for what it is now. I did play the second one. Maybe that was later? I don't know. Fortnite Remix Chapter 2, I want to say that is. Let me see. Yeah, Fortnite Remix Chapter 2 was disappointing for me. Chapter 2 is my favorite Fortnite chapter. And to hear that we were getting an OG style season, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because OG got their thing. I'm like, okay, now I can get my thing with Chapter 2. And it was pretty glitchy for one. All the artists that replaced the characters were whatever, honestly. Snoop Dogg and stuff, it was like, eh. It felt like just like a poor man's version of the best Fortnite season ever made. So that really hurt what was there. It was fine otherwise, like I like the cars and stuff. Same problems I had with Fortnite OG, where it's like, you want us to go back in time, but you don't actually give us everything that was there at the time. Like, we still have the modern movement and stuff. Oh, do they come in from the top? What else are we getting rid of? Get rid of this Nidoran. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 12. It's not great. 5 spots is enough. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. It was lackluster. Same with OG. I thought OG was even better, and I didn't like OG. So I feel like I got the short end of the stick. Chapter 2, always getting the short end. But, you know, it was nice to go back to what's Apollo, I want to say, was Chapter 2's map. Might have been Artemis. Yeah, that's Chapter 2 remake. Next up, Sonic Advance. I replayed this, I think, since obviously I've been marathoning Sonic. And I mean, I played it before. I played all 4 characters again. Honestly, I don't have much to say about it. Like, my opinions on it didn't really change. It just kind of cemented themselves, really. Like, it's a fine enough game. It's just not the best Sonic game ever made. It's pretty safe in a lot of aspects. I know a lot of people like it because it's like the closest thing to the classics or whatnot, but it's like it's a little too close, if that makes sense. It just doesn't have anything really to hook your teeth into, I would say. The story is almost non-existent. A lot of the zones take from what came before. In a lot of ways, it feels like an evolution of the Game Gear games, not in a very amazing way, I would say. Like, the Game Gear games, like, I can understand Game Gear, Sonic 1, Sonic 2. Those are versions of the 16-bit games, so they're going to take a lot from. I don't, like, hold those games to it. If anything, I praise them for even making new zones and trying their own things within that context. But Sonic Advance had no such weight on it. And I feel like they could have done more. Yeah, see, I love Egg Rocket. I love Cosmic Angel. Well, doesn't Sonic 2 8-bit have like a Green Hill in it? Or, you know, it has a version of Green Hill. I'm trying to think of the rest of the stages, but it's been so long since I've played that game. Yeah, Egg Rocket's great. Wow. See if we can try to catch this. This is a 1% spawn. So what? It's alright. I'm just about Chansey. Couldn't imagine trying to catch Chansey here. Real crazy, honestly. Actually, are we going? Yeah, that's what I'm praising Sonic 2 for doing all that. Yo. what are you what are you talking about? Let me look up these. If we want to go to Area 3 or Area 4. Because we did catch Pinsir. Tauros is 10% over there. Let's see. Yeah, I said they take from 16-bit, but they try their own things, which I'm praising it for 8-bit 1 and 8-bit 2. Whereas Sonic Advance takes from Adventure, and it really doesn't need to, but it does anyway. And I just think it's a bit lesser for it. Like, I don't need the shields from Adventure in this game, you know, just because Adventure had it. But stuff like railroad grinding is cool, so, you know, I just feel like it shackles itself, or it doesn't try as much as it really should. Stuff like Amy is cool, you know. Knuckles having punches and stuff, that's neat. Tails has some of his moves, but it doesn't do much with it. Like, Amy is cool to play with, but her gameplay is not interesting in the slightest because the levels are not built around her, because everyone goes through the same stuff. Oh, actually, Chansey was 4%. Okay, so that's not crazy. Boros is 10% over there, but Scyther is 1%. So I think we're going to go to Area 3, which we are right now, and we'll do Scyther, which is 3%. Or 4%, and yeah. There's also Slowpoke, Psyduck. I don't know if that's the only places to catch these guys, so I'm not going to worry about those. Oh no, that's in blue. so we're just gonna go for Scyther right now. Let me check the other area. Be sure. But yeah, I love Egg Rocket. That's my favorite zone from that game. There's some good music here and there. Like I really like, what's it called? Ice Mountain. I think it's Act 2. I really like that one. But otherwise, it's just not. It's got more of a personality than like Sonic Chaos, because Sonic Chaos has. The problem with Sonic Chaos is it has like no difficulty, so it doesn't even have time to even try to cement itself. This game doesn't have that same problem. It's at least somewhat memorable. Like revisiting Angel Island is nice. It's got a whole different aesthetic and all that stuff. But there's just no rhyme or reason for it. There's no connective tissue or anything keeping it together. It's a fine enough game. I think, I don't know, I can't just say, oh, it's the classics again, so it's really good. It's like, no, even like the physics are weaker. They're not, like I've talked about with Sonic 2 and stuff, like Sonic 2 places so high for me because it's still one of the classics. It still plays like them. You still feel like a pinball in motion. Sonic Advance's air physics are very restrictive. You can't do a lot of the cool stuff you could. Some of the animations in this game, especially for Sonic, are not the greatest. Like his full speed animation is pretty stuff like that. But it's fine enough game. I've no, when I replayed all four, I'm going to mute this game real quick. I'm losing my mind on that song. I'm gonna mute Pokemon high end because it's driving me crazy. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, I was looking up the rates on these Pokemon. Make sure we go to the right area. So, Tauros, Area 4 has Tauros at 10%. Tauros and Scyther. Area 3's got Scyther at 4. Yeah, can you hear it? Question mark? Can you hear it? Because I can hear it, and it's supposedly coming through on OBS. You can? Nice, yeah. Yeah. Good. Hopefully. Where were we? Area 3's got Scyther at 4. Area 2's got Tauros at 10. Scyther at 1. Area 1's got neither. So maybe we go to Area 2. We'll try to get Tauros there, and then do you not want to listen to Cuphead? Is it like, no, I don't want this, or do you have a request? Because it's got like 5 songs left, and we can do whatever you want it after, if that's okay. Alright, so oh, wrong way. We're in Area 3 right now. Area 2. Well, go here. We'll try to get Tauros here, and then we have a 1% chance of finding Scyther. And if Chansey comes up and we catch her, that's just a bonus. She's got a 4% here. I gotcha. It's just, I feel you. You have anything you would like to request? I can do it up after like 4 songs left. Where were we on this list? Yeah, that's Sonic Advance. I think that's about all I have to say about Sonic Advance. Next up, Fortnite. I want to say that's Chapter 5, Season 3. Correct? I played this at the very end. Because there were cars in it. They'd be like, oh, there's cars. I'm like, okay. Because I quit Fortnite Chapter 5, Season 1. After that was done. My love for the game had been going down since Chapter 3 started, honestly. And a lot of issues I had just got worse and worse over time. So this got me back in for a bit. Unfortunately, I played at the very end, so the developers doing what they do best in modern day Fortnite. They had nerfed pretty much everything that people were raving about at the beginning in terms of the cars. It was still neat, you know, it was kind of fun. The desert was cool. I've never seen Mad Max, but I could feel the influence there. It was a fun season, you know. Like most of the seasons nowadays, they're fun enough. Slap Juice was kind of busted, although I think that might have been 5-1 that got introduced. I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I think the cars had like Slap Juice or something. But yeah, it was decent time. That's Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 wrecked. Oh, the live event was kind of one of my earliest videos on my second channel is my thoughts on the live event, because I caught up to all the lore that I had missed in that time since, and you know, it was kind of okay, which is about on par what I expect nowadays. Next up is it says they're Monster Attack. That's the European. Yeah, that's where I post all the. It should be linked on the Twitch. That's where I post like the VODs and stuff, the highlights. That's the European box art for Monster Attack, better known as EDF, Earth Defense Force. That's the first game on PS2. I didn't emulate it because, again, it's only European, and I couldn't find a European copy for the life of me. Like, they just didn't exist. I should probably look again, see if I can get that imported. But it was a fun game. I had a decent time with it. Honestly, not much to say about it. It can get a little repetitive at times. The missions can be kind of long in the tooth. The last couple were really hard challenges, but it was very gratifying to finally beat. Even though I'm not like a bug guy, I can kind of get by with EDF for the most part. If they ever introduce spiders, though, I might have might be uncomfortable. But yeah, that's a solid game right there. Next up, that might be 5-1 right. That's just the normal key art for Fortnite nowadays. I'm gonna say when I was introduced. Considering this is 2024, that's probably 5-1. Which is Resistant. No. Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1 is Underground. Yeah. That's. I didn't mean to use. Oh, please don't catch this thing. That was a decent season. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know why. I liked the mods that they had for the guns, even though it kind of homogenized a lot of the weapons. Like, you can put like a sniper like scope on a shotgun. You could just have a long range everything. I know a lot of people didn't like it. It was definitely a funky season. I know they added like new movement to your characters that season, I think, or that chapter, which took some time to get used to. But once you did, I think it was fine. Fortnite around this time is all very, what's the word? All sorts of mixes up in my head, so I can't distinguish it as well. This is definitely like maybe not a forgettable season, but like a understated one, I would say. Uh, this is when Hope got introduced, which I'm not a huge fan of Hope. Um, he's like the female protagonist of the story now. Jones sort of became like a reoccurring thing at this point. It kind of felt like, a lot of what I say now about modern Fortnite, the wheels started to turn. These were probably the fastest times that the wheels were turning. I think I used that picture because Rocket Racing also, I want to say that was chapter 5. Was that chapter 4? I don't know. I should have used the actual key art of the season. But Rocket Racing I also played around that time. That game's okay. It's supposed to be shutting down soon. When it first started, it was very buggy. The collision was whack. Like, you can get touched by someone behind you and you would lose all speed the race. But as a concept, it was awesome. The speed you get is pretty fun, although the game does feel kind of something that kart racers do a lot, where it feels like you're on rails, kind of. That game kind of feels like that way. I enjoyed my time with it for what it was. Also very lacking. There were only like 1 or 2 racetracks at the time. It took them a while to add more. And also, what is it called? Lego Odyssey, I want to say. That was pretty fun. Like their version of Minecraft. I enjoyed what little I played of that. Fortnite festivals. I'm not a good person to play with what's it called? Rhythm games. I'm not very good at it. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting time. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Next up, I replayed Super Metroid. Again, I was still working through Metroid. Crazy it's that this low, but now that I'm looking at it, it's probably an apt place to put it. I'm not the biggest Super Metroid fan. I definitely have, I won't say lesser opinion of it now. It's like slightly lowered after beating the original, because I played the original before I replayed this. Metroid has this issue where it kind of like Ouroboros itself. And this is the first time that happens. I think I'm like okay with it for the most part. You revisit Zebes, but Zebes is plenty, I would say it's plenty different from the original game. Oh, there's Tauros. Finally. All that for nothing. The story's great. It didn't hit as hard this time, unfortunately, just because I had experienced it before. I wish I'd played the original game in 2 and then Super back when I first got into Metroid. But I went 0 mission into this, which is probably the way most people do. And it hit a lot more that time, even though I didn't have proper context. But it's a great game. It's very fun, super replayable. It's a classic for a reason. Not my favorite Metroid, but it's pretty high up there, I would say. Maybe like number 2 or 3. Yeah. Next up, Resident Evil Remake. This is when I just recently played the Jill campaign on Real Survival. This is when I did Chris Hard Mode, 2024. This was like the tail end of my revisit Resident Evil. I got this high up. Oh, already? Alright, well, we'll go straight to second area. I didn't realize I was out of steps. But yeah, Chris hard mode. I played with the alt costumes, which is great. I really like Rebecca's like cowgirl outfit, and Chris had like a gangster fit. It was cool. Um, hard mode was good. It was better. Closer to the original game's difficulty. Still not quite there, but it was a fine enough playthrough. Um, I don't really have much to say about it. That game's amazing. I love Remake. I have fun whenever I revisit it. This is great, but can we catch it? A whole nother thing. I don't even care if it's not a high level. Dang it. We can just go right here. They're going over. Yeah, that was a pretty fun replay. I didn't mean. Next up, Knuckles Chaotix. That's my first time playing that. Oh my gosh, I keep catching these things. First time playing that game. That was a beautiful experience, really. I had a great time with Chaotix. Incredible art style and aesthetics. The game is like a spiritual sequel to Sonic CD, and a lot of people, the things that they praise CD for, I felt with this game instead. I really like. You have to like find the exit for the stages. It's not just like a point. It kind of is point A to B, but you know the exit moves every time. It's a very chill game, which I like. There's quite a bit of tech with the tether. Once you get it down, it's incredible. Nothing like it, really. This game has unparalleled speed. In terms of like 2D Sonic, at the time, I've never played anything that quick. Being able to harness that speed with your mechanics is incredible. Some beautiful music here too. It's a great time. I had such a wonderful time playing this game. Only thing I would say is like it's a little bit, especially if you're not going for the good ending. The 5 acts is pretty long, especially so when you realize. I realized towards the end of my playthrough that the stages are the same every time. You just start different places sometimes, and the ending is in a different spot. They're so massive that like you probably wouldn't notice, but because there's 5 acts, I did notice by the end of it. I do like how this game is so close to like the perfect special stage like system, because your timer is your rings, and you can take, as long as you have the minimum 50 rings, I think you can take that many, and however many rings you have above 50 into it. So if you want an easier time, you just rack up your rings, and then you go into the special stage. So you kind of can modulate your difficulty, which I really like. I like the 3D special stages. They're a bit easy for like the first 4, and then the second 2, like they jump up from difficulty. I just wish it had a better spread of what's it called? Difficulty curve. And then the last 2 also introduce new gimmicks, which are really cool, but you only have it for like 2 special stages until you're out. The bonus stages also have the ring system, I want to say, but I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I played. I can't remember. I have to abandon that thought. But it's a great game. I had such a fun time with it. It's baffling that people like this is one of the worst Sonic games. I have no clue what they're on about. Next up, Call of Duty World at War Zombies. I think I've probably mentioned this plenty, but 2024, I was like, let me play these, because I saw a few videos about like the lore and stuff, Like growing up, I never knew about any of that stuff, or like the Easter eggs. There was like a whole game within a game with Call of Duty Zombies. I'm like, I want to experience that. So I started um, World at War, and that game is so good. The zombies, it stands alone as its own game. Um, for the four stages, the evolution of each one is incredible to see. They're all super replayable. Any good, I don't know what you would consider this. I've heard someone say tower defense, maybe roguelike is a bit better. Um, but you know, one of those modes, any good mode should be really replayable. Ton of fun, multiplayer and solo. The lore is really interesting. I just had a great time with that. I did even, this was around the time I'm like, let me try to get into like editing and stuff. And I recorded like playthroughs of it, but they've since like been corrupted and stuff. So I want to redo it again because I was gonna catalog like my raw experience, first time like experiencing all that stuff. I may still do that someday, but it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. Found that one side through. That's it. Next up, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle version, GameCube. That's my first time playing SA2. Excellent. I thought this was such a wonderful experience. One of the finest games I've played, honestly. Um, where do you even start, man? I really like the gameplay of the speed characters. I thought it's really coming from my background of Sonic games. It feels like a boost game. In a lot of the ways, like it's kind of like a rhythm game where you just have to press the right button at the right moment. But it still has a bit of that openness from adventure, not as much, which I'm kind of fine with. Honestly, I felt that I prefer having levels to be a bit more zeroed in. If that makes sense. Some of the, I would say, the level themes are a bit weak, although I wasn't still not a big fan of them on like adventure, like the more rock heavy style is not really for me. But the vocal themes in this are incredible. All the characters have their own themes, which is great. Although that, yeah, and for adventure, I really liked the new characters, Shadow, Rouge. I thought were great. It was cool to finally play as Eggman. Although I did find the mech gameplay was a bit lacking even compared to Gamma, and I felt that Gamma wasn't the most fleshed out it could have been. Um, but it was still fun to play. I'm not like, I know some people really dislike it. I thought it was fine. Um, Treasure hunting, I actually don't mind that they. Let's go. Let's go. We got Tauros. We just need Scyther now, huh? We'll do like one or two max run throughs to get Scyther. I don't know if I can get over there. Uh, Treasure hunting, I don't mind that they changed the radar. I think it makes sense. They wanted to make the levels stand along the other levels in terms of length. They had the same radar, it would have been almost nothing like it is in SA1. Um, I will say though, some of the later levels can be a little annoying. Like the space levels, the physics can be very annoying. The radar could have been, because the levels themselves are so big. Um, Sometimes they won't. Um, how do I say it? It can be hard for it to even to go off if you're even in the general area because it's so big. But I enjoyed it a lot. Best way I can describe this is like a capping off point to Sonic. Everything up until now. Especially with like the story and stuff. I love how the adventure games tie back into the classics. Feels so seamless. Uh, it was just great to play a very well made and well designed Sonic game again. Um, because as much as I love stuff like Sonic Adventure and Frontiers, there's a lack of polish there that I found again with SA2. It's great. Oh, is the music done? The next thing that I want to listen to, I've been listening to the past few days, Crossworlds track. And I don't think I want to listen to everything. Might be best to do the entire play. Because the songs that I like are very. Alright, sorry. Came out. Where were we? Oh, we were trying to get there. Alright. 15%. These comments also good. Like about 10%? Okay. Where were we on the list? Oh, SA2. Okay. Oh, the story was excellent. It very touching. Oh my gosh, it's so good. What was I saying? Oh, it's like the cap off point of everything at that point. It's kind of like Namek in Dragon Ball. If you've ever seen that. Oh, you're fine. Oh shoot. I need to throw that. Thank you. Shadow story. Everything comes together for the what's it called? The final story. It was incredible. The double supersonic at the end. Supersonic Super Shadow. Such a wonderful experience with that game. It's just quality through and through. No, I've been talking about Astoria. Chow Garden's a lot better in this one. Forgot about that. I still gotta go back 100% it. The only reason I didn't is just I wanted to do say one, which I've done since. Okay. I might. Oh, he's done here. Someone told me that they disabled their ads. I didn't know that was a thing. I might just do that. Keep it in the back pocket till the future, you know. I'm not sure how much ad revenue is gonna be. Okay. I don't even know if I found a side there. The one in the brief zero is like 1%. I'm kind of crazy I even found that one. But if I caught a I think it's when you fell asleep. If I caught Pincer, I could probably get it right there. I've almost done with SA2. I just had a wonderful time with it. Really. I think that's about it. I got Pincer. Maybe that's you catch that one. Got Genghis Khan a bit ago. Else. I'm gonna do this quick. I keep pressing down on the X. Oh yeah, I said I wanted to. I haven't 100%. I want to go back and do that. I stopped because I didn't do SA1 yet. I've done that since, and I also kind of just wanted to. Didn't mean to go down. We gotta go back. We'll do one or two more. We'll see. If I even like encounter a Scyther. What, you don't like the menu music? But if I even encounter a Scyther, I will do second one. If I don't, I think that'll be the last one. Although I do need a Scyther, so maybe I'll add it. Yeah, I'll do 2 more. Almost. I also stopped because I really wanted to move on, you know. I'd been stuck on SA1 for years. So I'm like, I'll get back to it another time. And part of that's because of the next game, Sonic Heroes. I wanted to move on to that. I wanted to play that. I'd played Heroes before. I got the game, well, when was it? Actually, don't even remember. Probably like my early teenage years. But that game always felt a lot older to me. I think it's because the trailers and the intro and stuff were in my Collection Plus I had as a kid. It didn't feel like completely new like Adventure 1 and 2 did. I think I had played Sonic's playthrough before. I'm not sure if I beat it. I did play it, but this time around I beat it. 100%ed it too. 2024. What was that in 24? Jeez. For the menu theme? I mean, it's a menu theme. I don't really expect much. Especially with how disposable menus are treated nowadays. Modern game. Not to say you aren't wrong or anything. I don't expect much. But yeah, this game is great. No, I'm saying it wasn't new to me because I had it and I had played it. Whereas Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 were like brand new to me. I'd never played those before. I never even touched them or seen much of anything. But like I said, 100% it, got all the emblems. That was a lot of fun to do. Competing with a couple other people at the time. I love the gameplay in this game. That's why it's so high, really. It's like the 2D games, probably the best, at least so far. Translation from 2D to 3D in terms of Sonic. A lot of the zones are, I like how they're a lot more distinct and colorful, more fantastical compared to adventure games. Not that I dislike the levels in adventure games. I just think I prefer what Heroes has to offer. I really like the team dynamic and switching characters. There's a lot of great. The individual stories are really great with all 3 characters and how they progress. Stuff like Team Dark was like excellent. Seeing them go from like rivals to like close teammates and stuff was great. There's a bit of repetition, I would say, with some of the characters like Shadow and Rouge. Feels like they're going through their SA2 beats again. It's hard with games this big to even talk about them because there's so much to talk about. It's just a load of fun, especially when you get into that flow state. You're switching teams and blasting along. One of the issues I have with the 3D games up to this point, I think Heroes probably has the worst of it, is I just feel there's not enough enemy types. You see a lot of the enemies across the levels. It could be a bit samey, but the 100% was a lot of fun. I love like going for score, really optimizing that. It's great. I felt a lot more even though it's less defined, it felt a lot more engaging than like Sonic Adventure's mission, like A, B, and C. I felt it. The bosses, trying to even think of them. Yeah, I wish there was more, because you fight like the Egg Hawk like twice, like 2 versions of it. I like that they're kind of like advanced too, where they're keeping up. You have to keep up your speed. I like that idea of it. I just wish there was more to even to fight, you know. And then half of them are like enemy rushes, which are fun in their own right. I just wish, you know, I do like that there's Act 1. No, that's not right. Let's think of something else. What am I doing? The story's pretty good, like I said. Music is pretty solid. Though I'm still not a big fan of like the 3D level themes in general. I just don't feel they're as memorable as the 2D stuff. This is probably a step in the right direction. Vocal themes aren't as good as Adventure 2, but they're still pretty solid across the board. I get what you mean, Kyo. I don't even need old enemies to return. I just need something other than like the same handful of enemies that you do fight. Just need to be more. I don't know. It's weird because I've been thinking about it because like most of the classic games, they'll have like 2 or 3 enemies per zone that are unique to the zone. And then Adventure will have like maybe 1 or 2 that are unique per zone. So it's not like even different. They just always feel like there's just not a lot in the 3D games to me. It's good. I just prefer the more cartoony compared to the more realistic of Adventure and Adventure 2. That's my preference. And I love that we got a game like this, which brings that 2D design philosophy forward. Obviously, the game, like I said, with SA2, the opposite of SA2, it's got like, it gets knocked down like a peg just because it's a bit rough on the edges. Like this game could use some polish. But like fundamentally at its core, I really enjoy this game quite a bit. I think I have much else to say really. I feel like simultaneously I'm thinking of everything and nothing at once, if that makes sense. Next up, Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart. I think this is the first year I played it, that's why it's on here. With multiplayer games, if it's just like how much I play them really. I played it quite a bit this year. The game's got quite a big learning curve. The physics are very reminiscent of Mario Kart Super Mario Kart, where you don't really have a drift, you have more of like a power slide, which turns your car out really wide. And wrapping your head around it can be quite the challenge. But once you do, the game really opens up. I've always loved kart races. I love Mario Kart, so having a game where that sort of prioritizes skill a bit more was really appetizing to me. And it was Sonic themed, so that was a big plus. It's a very beautiful game too. It's very understated by even the fans, I find. Just the aesthetics of it The 3D looks great. It's really impressive, especially for a fan game, like a mod of a fan game. Uh, I have At this point I have countless great memories with this game. Playing it online with buddies and stuff. It's excellent. I really enjoy this game. Glad to have it as a constant. Yeah, I mean, music's great too. Some great remixes in there, which I'm very picky when it comes to music. Um, so this was a great surprise for me. Um, Same thing with Splatoon. I think I was revisiting this game mostly because I want to say this was the year. This is probably after the servers got shut down. Nintendo and all this stuff. I um, got back to this game. I play it on and off anyway. It's an incredible game. I love Splatoon. To this day, it's so good. I really don't have much to say about it. It's one of those games that speaks for itself, really. Oh, um, I I don't know. Sorry, it simply came up. Yeah, Kyo, I don't know. It's just me. I don't. Most of the essay ones, I'm kind of like on the stages. Like Emerald Coast, I think is okay. Um, Twinkle Park, I'm not a huge fan of. Speed Highway's fine. I think my favorite stage in that game. I like Sky Deck. I like that one. Lost World conceptually, I like. What else is it? What's it called? Wendy Valley. I think that one's good. What else is in it? Trying to think of Sonic's order. What's the first stage that he goes to? Can't even remember. I disagree with that, Kyo. You draw the line at SA2, I draw the line at SA1. I don't... They're very... In terms of aesthetics, they're very leaning on realism. That's my... Especially with like the desaturated colors of something like Emerald Coast compared to even like a Neo Green Hill. I think that's a good example. The textures and stuff. Something like what's the one that Amy goes through? Is that Hot Crater or something? Hot Shelter? Compared to like what's Act 2 of I can't remember these names, of Metropolis. Like the texture work there is just very It's I don't know why I can't think today. It's erring on the side of realism. As I'm saying, compared to like Neo Green Hill from Advanced, I wouldn't say it's night and day, but you can obviously see that, or even like Emerald Hill from 2, you can obviously see that they're trying to have a more realistic depiction of a Sonic level compared to those two. I think those two that I mentioned are obviously, one of them is the classics. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's how I feel. I find a lot of adventure, the first one, in part of that, and the second one, because that's what they're going for. I find it to be more forgettable, the zones. And I think the strongest zones in those games are when they go fully into the realism, like with Lost World. Obviously, like Lost World, there's nothing like you wouldn't see anything like that in a classic game. I'm trying to think of the rest of them. Even Red Mountain compared to Lava Reef. That's a very clear comparison right there of a more realistic looking volcano. And that's supposed to be the same area from Sonic 3. A lot of the Sonic 3, even Ice Cap, although Ice Cap's not that bad, Ice Cap probably the strongest point to your point that you're saying. But even then, like the snowboarding section looks straight out of a snowboarding game. Although I will say, like, the interior sections of Ice Cap and Adventure are pretty spot on for like how they are in Sonic 3, stuff like that. So, just how I feel about it. Windy Valley, I would say, but even then, in terms of like colors and stuff. Well, so you say it's boring. I'm saying that it's more in line with the classics. Ice Cap is than the other levels. Xenopolis, I would give that, but even that, like the texture of the felt, in Casinopolis. Okay, Kyo, do you want examples? We can pull up pictures. Why not? Clearly can't focus today anyway. I'll go to YouTube. Red Mountain has very vibrant colors. I don't know what Red Mountain you're playing. I don't know where exactly you mean either. So obviously, Adventure has its axe, right? Music is axial to levels theming 2, Adventure 1 music, Adventure 2's music, They tell a different story. Everything skews more. Realistic. Knuckles starts rapping. In terms of what? Red Mountain? It does compared to my examples, yes. I'm not saying it's desaturated in general. I'm just saying relative to these games, which are classic coded or the classics. I have to apologize, Keo. I don't think my brain is working too much today. Oh, stage maybe? Even just this first part, like you can see what they were going for, right? Like with the texture work. All I'm saying is it errs on realism. That's really much all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the colors. That's just an example I was using. Like, that's all I'm saying, really. And look at the texture work here. I guess it's not textures, right? It's pixels. Obviously, this is outside. Let's go inside. Look at the dirt and stuff. That's all I have to. That's all I mean. It's more realistic coded than what came before and what came after. If Heroes is after, it's probably a better example, really. A Seaside Hill compared to Emerald Coast compared to like Emerald Hill. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. This is more realistic. And I just find it less interesting. Or it doesn't stick out as much because it's not popping off the screen like this does. Or like Heroes does. And Heroes tries to be more this, and it does this. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's worse. That's just what I prefer, is I prefer this. I like stuff like White Jungle in SA2. I think it fits that style of game. I like Lost World in this game because it fits that style of game more, because that's what they're going for. Let me reread your chats because, like I said, my brain is not working today. I'm sorry, I opened up the window because it was hot. Apologize for the train. Okay, where were we? So having Adventure 2. Driver colors. Put in consideration that music is actually a level theming too. Sure. I get what you mean by that, but to me that sounds like more to my point than to yours. With the music thing. Yeah, does that make sense? Do you get what I mean? what is your example of what you think Sonic Adventure 1 is going for? Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, so like I made, if you, I don't know if you, you might not agree with my point, but my point being that Adventure tries to be more realistic. I personally, I like it when they go full realism compared to like a Twinkle Park or something, where it's kind of in between, where they're trying to recapture what was there, but we still have the aesthetic of the game being what it is. Emerald Coast. So you kind of like you said, in your, what you said, you find it still has that classic whimsy in the Emerald Coast. I think that's just me. That's why my, like, I can see, because SA2 is even further. I can see why you put your line in the sand right there. That's just me. I find both of these games, the first one and the second one. I'm sorry about that. I'll wait for my point. We can finish. Let's get back to the game, and then we'll talk about it more once he's back. Well, we still going for Scyther, right? I didn't mean to throw that. Now that I don't need Kangaskhan, I'm getting Kangaskhan. Come on, man. I'm very happy that we're close to done with all the Safari Zone Pokemon, though. That's pretty great luck. Welcome back to you. What were we saying? Oh, I was gonna say, like, I would agree with you that SA2 is even further in that direction. And I understand, I think we are on the same page of, like, not really preferring the realism. Yeah, see, I mean, even, yeah, I get that. That's why what I was saying with Heroes, I like that Heroes is like, hey, let's go back to what the classics had. Because for me, starting with SA1, that's when 1 and 2, that's when they went the other route. I'm like, okay, this is more to my liking, to my taste. Trying to recapture the classic. I can kind of see that. Like if you're saying, like, well, your example, Emerald Coast, even though I don't really feel Emerald Coast. What did I say? Yeah, that's fine. Let's say, like, Emerald Coast is more on the what's the word? Like, fantasy side of things, like closer to classic. Then Heroes is on, Rail Canyon is like the bottom of Heroes in terms of, like, fantasy to realism. Then there's, like, some overlap there. If that's for the sake of this example, if that's Hero's most realistic zone, and then that's Adventure's most fantastical zone, there's some overlap there. I can see that. Like there's some overlap. Yeah, I love Royal Canyon. Great. You're not wrong there. That's a great point. I think we have somewhat similar tastes. It's just a bit more. Mine's probably a bit more further along, further on one side than yours is. You know. That's just me. Like I don't. That's probably my. I don't know if biggest issue is the best way to put it. Probably just like biggest turnoff for me with Adventure 1 is that I don't have much connection to those levels. They just kind of pass me by when I play them. That's why I feel that way about them. Last but not least, 2240 games, Metroid Fusion, the one and only. This is my favorite Metroid game. I don't think it'll be dethroned. I would love to be wrong. Maybe Metroid Dread is going to be like life-changing. Maybe Prime 4 is going to be like a sleeper hit for me. Who knows? Yeah, it could be. I was thinking that, but didn't want to say it. I feel like it's such a cop-out to be like, well, you grew up with it, so you have nostalgia, like a dirty word, you know? I hate arguments like that. Like, you could, and again, like, you have your, I have my taste, you have yours. Like, I feel you, and, you know. Oh, I didn't say much about Splatoon. I just said it's I love that game, it's one of the best. I love revisiting it. I think I said that I revisited because I was playing on Pretendo. That was a bit after the servers were shut down, so I was playing on Pretendo. It's incredible. What a game, man. They really knocked it out of the park. It like perfectly encapsulates everything I love about that time period. Like, the diamond in the rough. That's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, Metroid Fusion, nothing even really comes close. That game feels like lightning. You're like, oh my word, where do I even begin? The story's amazing. It's very intriguing. It's leading you along one way. Something's always going around, and something's always happening in the background. It's really touching too. It's up there with Super for me for like most emotional. I guess. I mean, Kyo, I've seen you complain about it, but it's not like they're making anything else nowadays. It's a shame the way Splatoon went. For me anyway, and for pretty much everyone I've talked to. Even if like most of my friends are big Nintendo fans still, like they're still on the train. Whenever I talk to them about Splatoon specifically, they're always like, yeah, Splatoon 1 was the peak of it. I'm like, yeah, we can at least agree on that. Anyway, yeah, there's always something going on in the background of the game. The environments are great. I love that they went in different direction with it, with like the segmented areas. No, I mean, we've talked about Splatoon, have we? I don't think Splatoon is bad. I think I told you that it's been spinning its wheels for like 10 years now. Splatoon 2 is probably the most, outside of Ultimate, like the most disappointing sequel I've ever played. When I first got the game, I can't really like tell you how disappointed I was that like it was a 1-to-1 carbon copy of the first game. Like the campaign is the exact same, the story's the exact same. I didn't beat it, so obviously something different's gonna happen at the end. But the main hook of it, I mean, and your main objective was just copy pasted. The first like 3 stage rotations I got on Splatoon 2 were all Splatoon 1 maps. So imagine me, I'm paying all this money for a sequel and like almost nothing new was going on for like the first few hours that I'm playing it. There was just very little going for it. Salmon Run, I couldn't even play it because it was timed. Whatever idiot decided that, I hope they got fired. I'm not even joking. It's just such a garbage decision. And then Splatoon 3 is more the same, but it's better refined, I'd say, than 2 was. But it's still just kind of like the same game over again. And then they're finally... They had such an amazing idea with Splatoon that when it came out, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. It's so intuitive and ingenious that I can't wait to see what they'll do next. And then they just did the same game twice over. Like, what? And then they're finally doing something new at Raiders, but like it's kind of too little too late for me. Like, I'm already off the train. It's just... But Splatoon 2 and 3 are not bad games. It's just they're the same game, so I have little positive with them. It's not like Pikmin 4 where I think it's very poor, you know. It's more like Ultimate where it's like, wow, we're really just gonna do the same thing copy pasted with nothing new. Anyway, we don't need to go on rants. Well, have fun, Kyo. I'm sure you and all the Switch babies that loved Splatoon 2 because they never played the first one are gonna keep buying stuff. Sorry, that sounds awful. Back to a game I love, Metroid Fusion. There's so many bosses in this game that keep you on your toes. And when I say it feels like lightning, like you're just, oh my gosh, you're bouncing between a boss, and then there's a big plot twist, and then you're going to a whole new section, and then something goes wrong, so you have to sneak around and find the objective. Then you have another boss you gotta go to. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like one of those things where I didn't know I wanted it until I played it, and it just hits every single point for me. It's so good. The GBA games have refined controls. Probably my favorite controls in all Metroid. Specifically Zero Mission, but Fusion kind of introduced them, and Zero Mission is even better. Yo, what's up, Wonder Woman? Back again? Did you get some rest? Did Miles wake you up? Splatoon. Everyone wants to know about Splatoon. Yeah, I was just saying how much I love the original game. How much of a gem it is, and I love revisiting it. Not much. I was dogging on 2 and 3 a bit. I do like 3. I think it's a lot better than 2. But that's that's a bit off topic. Yeah, I just love that they went that direction with Metroid. Even if it was just for one game, even though that ended up not being the case. Very happy with that game. I love it. I'm hoping Dread lives up to it. That's about all I have to say. Finally. We're done with 2024 games. There was, what, like 16 games that took so long. Didn't get any sleep. Got all fussy, pop. Oh, sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he gets some. He's got some impeccable timing. What do you mean, Keel? What? You want to talk more? uh, after my time, you got back, you got fussy and all. That stinks. My voice, man. Put that away for now. I don't know what we're gonna do. 2025 games is like 3 times this. My goodness. Oh. You're done? You know that's from Xenoblade 2, right? Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Keo? I've never even played it. It was just a meme at the time. And it's so funny to me. He's doing milk, but he's not crying or wanting. Well, that's good, right? I'm getting all these 10% Pokemon, but not Scyther. Maybe I'll send that to you sometime. It was a meme back in like 2018 when the game came out. Nah, you just have 2 and 3. Which is a shame because the first game is such a gem. It's crazy too because the lobbies are more active in 1 than they are in 2 nowadays because 3 came out. It's actually wild. Rest of tomorrow is Busy Bee. Only played Splatoon 3. Oh man. Crazy. I couldn't imagine. Splatoon 3 is a really great game. I wonder how you would feel Wonder Woman about 1 and 2 since they're a lot slower paced. 3 is a lot faster paced. Now you guys want me to, you guys are like putting me in the mood to play Splatoon. Oh, he went to the hospital? Is he doing that bad? It's not good. Oh, he has? He's wanted you to play him, you should. I take it he... let's just finish this one. We'll do one more trip right here to get Scyther. And then... know what I'll do. I was thinking about playing Survivor tonight. I still haven't looked that up. We could continue with this. I'm kind of want to boot up. I might just get off after that. I'm still working on my basically audit my game stuff. I did Sega consoles last night, and I started on the GameCube. So I'm gonna try to do handhelds tonight. KG's fine. Ooh. Well, tell JJ no more jumping on the bed. Oh, that's good. That's great to hear, actually. Alright, this is our last Safari Zone trip, at least for now. We'll probably come back like once we beat the game. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. That's a good point. I need to recoup my voice before I start another tier list. It might be a small one. Are we going to area 3? Let me check again. I don't remember actually. Area 2's got side threat at 1%. We need to go to area 3. Side threat at 4%. Gotcha. Babies bounce. Bouncy babies. Yeah, to get them checked. Yeah, I'm glad everything worked out okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. It seems like everything worked out. Still was able to enjoy your trip a bit. Let me see what I've got here. Yeah, it's fine. I didn't even know that happened. Glad everything's okay. No, we're done with that. True. What do we got here? We did Warner Bros, didn't we? We did 360. I'm trying to think. One of them I did before. I think it was Blue Sky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about that. Oh, dang it. I mean, that. We just did 24 games. I do have 2024 series. That one's pretty short. TV shows. I don't think I've done this. The Toon thing in Marvel Rivals? I didn't hear about that. Curious. Abstract Geometry from Sonic CD again. Yo, you did miss Chaotix. I was just saying how that's a spiritual sequel to Sonic CD. A lot of the aesthetics in Chaotix kind of borrow the similar philosophies as CD. Yes, this is TV shows. TV. No. That's T to the V. I don't think I've done this one. Question mark? I don't care. It's short. We're gonna do it again. This is TV shows I watched in 2024. Yes, but I just say that because I know you haven't played it. A modern one? Yes. That would be cool. E to the B. No. We're talking about TV. Television. The telly. Tube. Yeah, 2024 TV shows, series. Not a lot here. Again, 2025 is going to be stacked for everything. But at the bottom here, this is right to left. We've got One Piece. TB, no. We've got One Piece. Oh gosh. This, I believe I watched Wano Country that year. Even though the picture is something different. And it was pretty disappointing. I won't get into it too much here. I think I might have talked about it a bit on the tier list I did ages ago. The One Piece tier list. And I plan to talk about it more in the future, hopefully, in a more in-depth sense. But yeah, it didn't live up to the conclusion it was set up to be. I have a lot of issues with it. It was disappointing. Won't lie. The more time passes, the less I have good to say about it. I need to get back to the show though, because there's a new arc out. Need to watch it. Anyway, next up, Knuckles. I want to say that's the year it came out. This is a pretty contentious one, right? Well, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds. I don't think anyone. Although I do have some of my viewers are One Piece. No one in here right now, so I don't want to get too into it. Knuckles, pretty contentious. It's kind of a weird show. It feels like an alternate reality version of the first movie. It's got some very low lows. I think episode 3 or 4 was pretty bad, but the ending was pretty great. I loved it. I love seeing Wade's arc. I love seeing Knuckles' arc was well done, I think, especially for the material they have to work with. Since movie Knuckles doesn't have Angel Island, he just has the Emerald. But what can you do with that? You know, I think they did what they could and it was well done. Now, it's probably not something I would watch again just because how long it was. Some of the humor is hit and miss too. There's some parts that are like laugh out loud funny. There's some parts just straight up cringe. Overall, it was solid, I would say. Next up, Band of Brothers. Now that was an incredible show. It's a World War II series. I'm trying to think what they were. They're paratroopers, I want to say, even though you don't see them drop out of any planes in the series, other than like practice. But there's something about like a TV drama mixed with a war story that creates a atmosphere all its own that's just unrivaled anywhere else. And I'm a big like war fan, all that type of stuff. So this was right up my alley. The only thing I would say about Band of Brothers is it's a bit sensationalized. Blockbuster is the word I like to use. It's a bit oh, you're not the guy I wanted to see. How do I get this guy? He's got 1% spawn rate and not Scyther. Like the ending is a bit silly. Oh, asking you shall receive. Alright, please be nice to me. Okay. Oh well. Okay, we can probably find another one. The episode, I think it was episode 7. Wow. Okay. Yes, and you shall flee. Don't. Ah, come on. You want to get caught so bad. Well, 3 tries is good at least. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it was episode 7 or 8. The focus on the medic. One of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. That one sticks in my head. I don't want Anita Ram. Just straight up incredible. I loved it. Yeah, that's Band of Brothers. Next up, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. That was a surprise for me. I do like the MonsterVerse enough, although my love for it has waned the more films come out and the more lackluster each one has been. But I was there when that came out. Even though it's got like some continuity problems and such, it was very entertaining. The character writing was mostly pretty good. There's one of the characters was pretty annoying. I liked the time travel stuff. You saw the past and the present. How do you say it? Going on at the same time. What's the word for that? Cool. I can't remember. But that was really cool to see. Some of the monster stuff was cool. Just needed more of it, really. The ending was incredible, and it was well set up. Great payoff. The second season's out. I need to watch it. Fortunately, I got spoiled on it like the day of. But oh my gosh, that's so annoying thinking about that. But I'm excited to watch the second season. I hope it's even better. And last but not least, I rewatched Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and my word, that's still a near spotless show. So good, man. That's one of my favorites to this day. I rewatched it because the movies came out around that time, which I guess we'll get to the movies at some point. And it didn't hit like the first time, obviously, as hard, but it was still a great time. Ooh. Please, let's go. There's no way, dude. We got everything in one day. I'm so happy. These are some of the hardest to get from what I hear. Oh, awesome. All right, well, I feel pretty content with this session. Can you end it now? Probably not, right? Let's get out of here. I think we got everything that we needed. Where did the music go? Thank you, Q. I just leave this and then end it. Although I kind of want to play Splatoon. Maybe we'll boot up Splatoon. Let's get out of here and we'll save. I wonder what moves Scyther and Pinsir have. Maybe I can use them against Sabrina. Although I think Leech Life is the only bug type move. But yeah, that movie, that show, sorry. This one, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. What stage is this? Metal Harbor. I like the one before this. Let's go back to it, actually. I like this one a lot. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything other than that, right? That's the only move. Okay, we're done anyway. Awesome. Well, she does have... Oh yeah, it was level 50. So she does have Alexam though. That was awesome. I think we've gotten everything out of the Safari Zone. But yeah, what was I saying? A very emotional story. Very touching. I love it. So good. One of the best ending songs in any anime, if not the best that I've ever heard. So good. I think we're done with Fuchsia for the most part. Save. I think next time we'll head up to Saffron. Or I'll go see Foams, whatever I'm feeling. Oh, I don't need to heal. What am I doing? Let me check these movesets on these Pokemon. Yeah, that's it for 2024. TV shows. TV shows. Oh, there's a Marowak that I caught. Are they at the top? Right there. Get out Pinsir too. See what they got. Bug flying. Well, focus energy is trash. Then I got quick attack. What Pinsir's got. Plasmic Toss is fighting, right? Bind is pretty trash. What is Vice Grip? I'll have to look him up another